I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't go to college. I was just working my job in construction. I really wanted to start van life and I couldn't really afford like the bigger vans. And so I found this on Facebook Marketplace. It was in my budget and it had everything that I wanted. One thing I was worried about was making money on the road. I didn't really know how I was gonna make money because I worked construction and I couldn't bring that on the road. Hi, I'm Jess. Come take a tour. My budget was like $8,000. So to get something with everything in it was definitely a luxury, even though compared to like the nice vans, it doesn't seem like that. So I got the van off of Facebook Marketplace for $7,000, which was a steal to me because it had everything in it. So it may not look like much, but there's actually a lot here. I have this running water faucet here. There's actually a water pump connected to it, so I can flip this on and the water pressure is just like a normal sink. I have 14 gallons of fresh water underneath here. I also have a water filter connected to the water, so that helps with drinking water. I have a lot of Bungees in my van, and these are so helpful for storage because things are flying around constantly, so it's really nice to have everything just like compact, tight against the walls. I didn't have to put in shelves, which would have taken away counter space, so I really like having these Bungees here. When I cook, I open up this fan, I turn it on so that I can cook with all the doors closed, and I have like a little bit of privacy, which is nice. And underneath here, I have my fridge. The fridge came with the van. Like, the guy who sold me the van had everything in it when he was living in it. So he had like clothes in here, he had his mattress, he had bins of random stuff like Bluetooth speaker. And so he included the fridge, which was really nice. Everything, most of his dishes were already in here. So I really only had to like move in my clothes, get a new mattress, and I was ready to start traveling, which was really nice. I put about $2,000 worth of repairs into it throughout the months before I left on my road trip, so it would be safe to like drive across the country. So I spent about $9,500 on the whole rig itself. I've gotten rid of most of my stuff, and I didn't realize how little I actually need to just survive in general, but it's also kind of nice because then I don't feel like cluttered, and like it's kind of relieving to not have a ton of stuff. So this is my battery section. I have 100 amp hours of battle-born lithium battery, and to charge that I have 200 watts of solar. I have shore power, which I can plug into like an outlet, which is nice. My alternator also charges my battery, which is what I usually use. I also have a diesel heater that's like hidden behind the cords. At night, even when you're in a warmer state, it gets cold at night, so having that is super beneficial and helpful. Prior to getting the vehicle, I was living alone in an apartment in Minnesota. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't go to college. I was just working my job in construction. I was feeling like my life was just very mundane. I wanted to do something fun. One of my goals is to be a full-time artist, and I felt like if I lived in a vehicle, it would help me save money so that I could invest into like my art career. Welcome to my bedroom. This is where I sleep. It's basically a giant pillow. It's like a custom pillowcase filled with organic cotton, and I just made it to the size of the bed. Here's some more netting that I use. This is my tea storage, my coffee storage, the essentials. I have another one over here, and this is just like random miscellaneous things that I use. This is another one. This is all my towels. I really like having it on the ceiling because it just like doesn't take up like any of my like functional space. There's actually quite a bit of storage underneath. So underneath, I have my gym bag with like my toiletries, my gym clothes. I go to the gym every day to use the bathroom and the shower and to work out. So that's the quick access right by my doors. And that's my bedroom. So this is my garage space. I use this to store all of my practical tools. So I have like a drill, I have lots of like screws, nails, hammers, a tarp, very essential, and a shovel, which I would recommend everyone have. I got stuck in the desert and I had to dig my van out of the sand, and so this shovel came in clutch for that, because if I didn't have the shovel, I was gonna have to get towed, which was gonna be $800, and I didn't want to spend $800 to get towed. So I recommend a shovel. One thing I was worried about was making money on the road. I didn't really know how I was gonna make money because I work construction and I couldn't bring that on the road. A lot of remote jobs seemed kind of difficult, like I needed to be good with computers or stuff I wasn't interested in. So I decided to start a small jewelry business, and prior to moving into my van, I would post on TikTok like every single day, hoping something would take off. And then something took off before I moved into my van, and I started selling my rings pretty consistently off of my online website. And so that gave me the confidence to know, like, okay, I can make at least $300 a month to pay for my insurance, my phone bill, and hopefully some food. Welcome to my art studio. So I mainly work outside just because I work with a lot of toxic chemicals, metal, polish, and when I'm making my rings, I like to just be outside so it doesn't get my van messy. It also is just a vibe. Like, I like being in nature. I like filming content outside. I have a YouTube channel, so I film for that. I make rings for my job, but I also make music. I draw, paint, just a lot of different mediums. It's been sustainable so far. I've been able to afford everything on the road. I definitely have a budget, but you don't need very much money to live in a vehicle. It's mainly like your insurance and a phone bill. If anyone wants to start traveling and you're worried about the finances, I suggest just starting small. Think about it as a camping trip. Don't fully invest all your money into something that you don't necessarily know if you're gonna like. Overall, I'm really happy that I chose to go with this specific rig just because it was affordable and it had everything that I needed to just start traveling. If you'd like to follow along my journey, you can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok under Jessica Holiday. My last name is spelled Holligay. And if you'd like to buy one of my rings, the link to my website is in my bio on TikTok and Instagram. Thanks for watching.